Guys, welcome to today's vlog. I'm sorry it's a little windy out. I'm going to try to talk up a little bit, but you see the thumbnail. I'm going to go check on the Supra. It is like this close to being done. I want to talk to you about why it's been down for over 2 years. And before we really dive into it, before we make assumptions, it's not been with this particular shop for 2 years, although it has been with the shop a little too longer than I like. We're going to dive into that. We're going to get over there and check it out, and then we're actually going to, I'm going to explain everything to you. If you're obviously new to the channel, even if you've been subscribing for a while, you might not even know I have this car, though I mentioned in the past couple previous videos. But I've had this car for a while. I'm real anxious to get it back. I'm anxious and excited to actually make this car into this channel and make content with it. So without further ado, let's jump in the Scat Pack. Let's get over there so we can actually chit chat and I can get you guys up to speed with everything. Alright guys, we're getting out of the shop. Got some good news, some good updates. We'll go ahead and fill you guys here in a second. And fun fact, I just got stung, and that sucks, just in case you haven't been stung by a bee. I'm like a little baby back bitch. I got Ryan with me, if you could see him. But when I get back in the car, and I'll tell you guys the update, and just tell you what's going on with this damn car. Why I haven't had it in 2 years. What's going on, guys? Take a seat here, we're gonna chit chat. So, as you can probably tell, it is now another day. And I kind of want to wrap up this video for you guys, and I want to talk about the Supra. So, I do feel like my next video should be, well, my next video on the Supra should be it being returned to me. But I kind of want to discuss where it's been. I mean, so many people, if you guys haven't followed me for a while, might even know I have an MK4 Supra. So, I will be doing another video once I have it back, kind of going over the story of the car. I've owned it for 4 years now. It's a cool little story. It was owned by, I wouldn't say like famous people, but owned by a group of guys called Flag Nor Fail Speed Warehouse. And it's been recognized before because of the black target top and the black TE37 rims. But nonetheless, I kind of want to go over, you know, why it's been taking over 2 years now to get this car done, and it's not even like, it's just done from a budget standpoint. I kind of want to put more money into the vehicle right now, but it will be done. Be some weak links in it, and I'll discuss that further. But I want to take you guys back probably 2 years ago when it all kind of started. It all kind of started with my first real upgrade to the vehicle. Was I wanted to do big brakes on the car. Believe it or not, the car is an original twin turbo car, and it has the original TT brakes, which for the 90s were apparently very, very well. Me personally, I never cared for them. So there's been companies that make kits that you can actually put modern day brakes, and I'm not talking like brakes that were meant directly for this, but brakes from other cars. The ones that I got are actually 6-piston Brembo brakes that were initially made for the SRT Jeep. With this particular kit, it comes with everything you need to make it happen. The only thing I didn't know, because there was really no instructions with this, was you actually had to cut into the caliper. At least the good side is you cut onto the end that you don't see. So now that the brakes are on the vehicle. You never could tell that they were being cut into, but that was a real pain in the butt. That took a while for that to happen, and by the time it was done, it was, fall or getting into winter, sometime around there. And I said to my buddy, who was gracious enough to help me with the vehicle, let's do the cam swap. And we need to do a cam swap and change out gaskets and kind of do like the maintenance the car really needed. So I got GSE Stage 2 cams to go with the upgraded valve spring, so this car could rev a little higher, make a little more power on pump. It's really what I wanted. One of the issues I was having with the vehicle was it wasn't going to the full boost until 5,000 RPM, and really I was supposed to be shifting around 6. So you can imagine it was just basically a useless power band, to be honest with you. Now that with this particular cam upgrade, I should be able to shift around 8. So 5 to 8 is a much more usable power band to be making really big power. So when my buddy went ahead and did that, he took the head off, and then he discovered the really bad news of back then that I had scored cylinders. To be quite honest with you, I didn't even know what he was talking about, because my one friend broke the bad news. I actually thought it was like a minor head issue, not an actual issue in the short block. Nonetheless, that news became reality, and I said, all right, the motor's coming out. So the motor came out. This is something where obviously you need to take it to a specialty shop. I decided to go with Freed Engineering to do my short block. At the time, I wasn't sure what I was doing for a drivetrain with a transmission, but I decided to build the R154. The R154 is a transmission out of the MK3. I decided to go ahead and build that. I should have been able to hold the power the car was going to make. So me and my buddies, we loaded up into the truck. We went ahead for a little road trip down to Freed Engineering, dropped it off to them. Of course, that turned into months of waiting for the short block to get built. I ended up building it with completely forged bottom end. Technically the factory is forged, but this was with, I can't remember exactly the specs. I'll list it somewhere on the screen here of what exactly was done. I don't want to go ahead and sound like an idiot when I just can't remember the exact type of pistons and rods I did. I did bump up the compression a little bit, which I was told I could do. Went ahead and did that. After that, I finally picked up the vehicle. After, months and months later, I picked up the vehicle. The short block and the transmission. Bought it back home. At this point of the stage of my life, a lot of my friends that were really willing to help me out, we were all going different directions. That's just part of growing up. Friends were getting married, friends were moving. I just had to, at this point of the game, with having the motor and transmission out of the car, being a much older car, I really needed a professional shop to step in. That's where Dave from Unit 12, stepped in. Actually, he ended up picking up the vehicle for me to take it to his shop, so that was great. He picked it up. He actually started to assemble the whole engine now. So at the same time he was assembling the engine, he actually dropped it off at a body shop to get the engine bay painted. So this was probably well over a year now. I'm referring to that the car where the engine was getting assembled, the car was at the body shop getting the engine bay painted. Eventually it does go back to the engine shop for a quarter panel. I'll get into that later. So that was all getting done. The car got picked back up from Unit 12. And in the process, somewhere I got my timeline a little mixed up. Somewhere I started powder coating parts too in this time frame. But things actually went very, very well, very smooth. I was really happy because there was a lot of progress. We were building the engine. We had to get the head redone. It was at the body shop. They had to rewire some things because the car was kind of put together half-assed, essentially, from some of the original owners here. So a lot of things were being done. I really wasn't running into any issues till we got closer to tuning. That's when things really were like, wow, we kept missing deadlines. And eventually the car did get tuned. It got tuned by Alpha. It made on pump 600 wheel. The car ended up having the capability of flex fuel from the previous owner. So I got it tuned for E85, and that's where it started making some real power. It made, I think the first one was 800, and then they had it to 850. I don't know if they turned it down to give it back to me, I'm not sure. But it made really, really good power. So after that, we're getting closer to 2020 now. The car did go back to the body shop once we got the car tuned for the panel. Fun fact about the panel, it's a brand new panel that was from a Toyota dealership in California. According to them, there's only 2 panels left in the country at that time. Then obviously once I purchased the panel, there was 1 panel left. So that's what I'm being told. Apparently there's 1 brand new quarter panel left in this country for an MK4 Supra. If you still happen to need one, that's what I'm being told. So that got done, and then I ran into another issue where if I got this correct, the brake adapter. This car was originally an automatic turbo, and it got switched to a manual. So the brake adapter piece that had to get transferred over broke. Apparently it's made out of magnesium, and it's exclusive to the MK4 Supra. So there's no like, let me go grab it out of a Lexus or grab it out of another Toyota product. It is made for the Supra. It's made out of magnesium, so you can't weld it. They don't make it anymore, so that took months and months of me trying to find it. I located, I think it was Austria, some other country, some real nice gal on Facebook, one of the Facebook groups that I belong to for one of the Supra forums. She had it, she ripped it out. I was beyond blessed. But that still took months for me to locate it. And at that point, COVID happened. So really, there's been real minimum progress with the vehicle this year between COVID and the shop running into issues, and the car just sat around for a while. But now, as you can tell from earlier in this video, it is back in the shop. They're literally wrapping it up. I hope I didn't miss anything. I'll take a second to think about it. But there's so much to talk about. So they're really wrapping it up. What's to be left is they're supposed to put that stupid brake adapter piece back in. They have to put the quarter panel back. Not the quarter panel. The fender. I gotta start talking slower. When a camera's on, all of a sudden you feel you gotta talk real fast. I don't know why. But the fender line has to go back in. They're waiting for some bolts to come in. Apparently, when I order the fender line, it doesn't come with the bolts the damn thing needs. So they had to order that for me. So I'm waiting for that. The brake adapter should be in. And then they're missing like one or two pieces that I think was like an actual pipeline for the air condition. The car didn't have AC. I now have a fiance and I want to take her for a ride. So having air conditioning always helps when it's hot as hell here in New Jersey. So the car should have air conditioning now, which is going to be a big, big plus. So I went ahead and I did that. So hopefully I'm going to get a phone call any day. At this point in the game, I've waited so long, I'm no longer going to put terrible pressure on this guy. I'm going to let him wrap it up, cross his T's, dot his I's. So I want it back 100%, 110% at this point. So like I said, guys, hopefully the next video, this will be my Supra coming back to the channel, and I'll have so much great content with it. We're going to have a lot of freaking fun with it. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. A big shout out to my friends. I mean, I've had some great friends. The camera is actually on my Mustang right now, and because of them, I've had such great experiences. So big shout out to all my friends, but particularly Craig and Joe, if you guys are watching this. Big shout out to you two. You know, they have a lot of credit has to go to them. Just friends in general. Shout out to all your friends, right, that are just willing to help you out to make these things possible. I'm now in my 30s, and a lot of my 20s was just building this Mustang that you guys can't see. I have a lot of great memories with it. I want to make a lot of great memories with the Supra. So shout out to them. Make sure you subscribe for more content on the Supra that's coming. It's big horsepower, single turbo Supra. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, to me, it's big horsepower. Really, on YouTube, anything under 1,000 horsepower is not big horsepower, but the average enthusiast is not driving around 800 plus wheel horsepower cars. So it is in reality, just not on YouTube when everybody's got a minimum of 1,000 horsepower. So make sure you subscribe. Obviously, if you thought this video was entertaining, please hit that like button. It means a lot. It helps circulate the video around. I greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Although this was a relatively easy video to make, these videos are way more time consuming. I'm like Joe Biden over here. Sorry, I'm not gonna do politics, guys. I don't do politics. I'm into politics, but I don't talk politics on this channel. But these videos are way more involved than you'll ever think. So when I see a very well done video, man, I can have such appreciation for it, because even a quick video is never quick, especially when it comes to editing. But once again, guys, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.